Okay, so here I am ready to do just a quick post-trip video. Um, so, I'm not sure if you could hear me right there. I was moving the camera. So I'm just going to do a quick post-trip video talking about the stuff I took and just how the trip went in general. So, first of all, I want to get out of the way. Did hurt my back a little bit, so I was really glad to have this ibuprofen with me. It was really just one day. The first day, actually, hurt myself slightly doing a portage, just tweaked my back a little bit, but after that first evening I was fine. One thing that I did want to mention, so my last trip was horrible for bugs. This time I didn't take out the bug spray once, didn't need it, hardly any bugs out there, so that was really good. I was really lucky this trip. Or I guess it's the time of season, not really luck. I did not end up taking my my neck pillow, my travel pillow, which I deeply regret. I left it in the car, and it was a little less comfortable at night without it, but didn't end up taking it. I wish I had to. So what else? Okay, I got this awesome hat from Value Village right before I left. And as you can see, I kept the tag on. It's still there. It's a little bit dinged up, but this hat was key out there. It's really, whatever, it's a hat. You've seen a hat before, but I just thought it's kind of a funny thing. I really needed it because it was pretty sunny out. This was crucial for one of the days. It just rained for about 24 hours from the I believe the second evening the rain started and continued for most of the third day. But then by the third day, by the evening, maybe 4 or 5 p.m., it's hard to tell exactly what time it was, the rain stopped and we were really, really happy and could just chill out again. But that was what was expected. That was what was on the forecast. I got both my water bottles. I always take an extra one. You'll see in some of the videos, we were using this as kind of an anchor and tossing it over a tree to hang our bear pack. So there's always a chance that it's going to break. Something's going to happen to it and it'll break, right? What else? Oh, there's Pepto. I guess that should be with the medicine. Whatever medicine is. Pepto. Didn't need the Pepto. Didn't get sick. Drank the water with a UV filter. So we basically use a particle filter, get the water into a bottle like this, and then we use a UV filter. So basically a light you stir the pot with for, I believe, 2 minutes per liter. So you can see this is graduated, so that's a liter. Pretty easy, 2 minutes per bucket. You just go out in the canoe and do that, and then we had a bladder that we fill up. This light was great, just tiny. Just, in terms of weight and performance, it's perfect. I do want to get a headlamp next. That's kind of one of the next things that I'm looking at getting. But that'll happen in good time. There's so much equipment I want to buy, so no rush to spend all the money in the world on this stuff. Plus, probably that's my last trip of the year, so there's no point to stocking up on stuff now. Just pick up things as things go on sale and you see it and you have the opportunity. This is the hammock I took, and the tarp is in there as well. That hangs over the hammock. So as you can see, compared to I think any reasonable tent, this is really small and lightweight. You know, it's not even, I don't know what this stuff sack is from, some sleeping bag or whatever, but you can see, like, that's pretty good for a sleep system. Of course there would be a sleeping bag that you'll add to it, and just a little foam mattress that I put on the bottom to give me some support. Some people use an underquilt for a hammock, but I just use a foam pad. So there's that. Nice, really smells like campfire. All these clothes need to be washed. I didn't wash my clothes yet. This was really, really nice to have. It can get a little bit wet and dry out easily. It's really warm, obviously. You know, it's a little sweater. Is what it is. But it was crucial. Some of these mornings were really, really getting cold. I mean, it's nice out now. It's nice and warm. But some of these days were really, really chilly in the morning. These pants, okay, so these pants are amazing. They're from Mech. They stood up really, really well. And I was really happy to have them because of the weight difference between these and a pair of jeans, and also like I don't really care if these get messy, get dirty, get ripped, whatever, right? Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Okay. So the great thing about them is obviously they're a light material, so they don't weigh much. These allow you to turn them into shorts pretty easily, these drawstrings, right? You can roll them up, maybe as you're getting in and out of the canoe, you can easily roll them up here or wherever you want to. They have an elasticated waist, so you don't need to wear a belt, which was really nice. I guess there's a drawstring there, but I didn't even untie it. I'm trying to find the maker model or some kind of information here, because the great, I guess it's nylon and spandex is apparently what it's made of. So this stuff is amazing. It really does breathe and repel water. There were so many times I was in the canoe, and like I said, there was a day of rain where I'd take a swig of water and maybe spill a bit, and I would see it bead off. I'd see the water bead off of this material. It's but at the same time it breathes. So I couldn't stop raving about these pants to my buddy. He's getting tired of hearing how happy I was with those pants. Okay, glasses here. Just another water bottle. It's just a flat kind of one that folds up. Let's see. I did take also from our last trip the bug hoodie. This basically looks like a hoodie, and it's a bug in it. We bought these in Killarney for the last trip, and just because the bugs were so bad on that trip, I said, you know what, I'm just going to bring this. It doesn't take much space, it doesn't weigh much, and the benefits, if you need it, are huge, right? That said, I didn't take it out of the pack once. Just another t-shirt, so as one shirt gets wet, then I could switch to that and vice versa. These socks ended up being necessary, and some of the nights, I think maybe the first or second night, the day was warm and I wasn't worried. I did not wear the socks, so regretted it. Woke up kind of cold in the middle of the night. Thought it was no good. Just trying to see how campfirey these smell. So these are just a pair of sweatpants. I almost didn't bring them, but my girlfriend was telling me at the last minute, you know what? It's going to be cold at night. You might need them, and I definitely did. Some of the mornings, I don't know what the exact temperature it was, but it was really cold. Swimsuit, spent a lot of time in there, and here we are with the hat. It was also really nice to have on some of those cold mornings. Fishing. So we got this fishing survey, and as you can see, we did not catch one single fish. We didn't even take this out of the bag. It was extremely disappointing. Extremely disappointing. Well, I wouldn't say extremely disappointing, but I mean, we both wanted to catch some fish, maybe roast them over the fire, eat them, but my friend's rod broke, I believe, day 2 morning. So once that happened, there wasn't a lot of interest for either one of us to be out in the canoe with one person, one person fishing and the other person just paddling the canoe, because it was so windy and there were pretty strong currents in these lakes. So you didn't want to be canoeing out there in an empty canoe by yourself. The wind just catches you and it'll just take you wherever you want to go. I mean, even at some point I tried to swim across to an island near our campsite, and I started to swim into the current because I know I'm going to be tired on the way back, right? And I almost couldn't make it across not even a big distance, just because the current was so strong. What else? I did take this, but I didn't use it once. I just used the spork. I guess it's one side is a fork and knife. I didn't really try to use the knife, and the other side's a spoon. I just used that the entire time, so I didn't get to use the knife. Cutlery stuff, plastic bowl. That was my only eating container. There was a cast iron pan, which is my friend's, which went in my bag as well. What else? This is just a book. I didn't actually bring this on the trip, but just had it with me in the car. What else? So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the stuff I have. There are a few odds and ends, like I said, that were with me as well, that aren't here because they are my friends, like the cast iron pan or whatever. You'll see footage of that in some of the other videos. But overall, the impressions of the trip. So Day one was mostly traveling, just getting to Big Porcupine Lake. Once we were at Big Porcupine Lake, we had 2 days there just to hang out and chill. We were hoping to do some fishing. We ended up going on a hike instead, and just swimming, enjoying ourselves. We had really good food for the first, I think, 3 days. We were just golden. And then on the last day, we had kind of canned food or dehydrated food, right? And then by that time, there were a couple cold days and whatever. And by the 5th day, basically it was 4 nights and 4 full days. And then the 5th day was just kind of wake up, paddle out, and go. And by that 5th day, let me tell you, I was ready to get out of there. I stepped on something. It's just a small dot now, but I stepped on something, walking around barefooted, probably in the water, right in the middle of my foot, and just stabbed the bottom of the sole of my foot. And like I said, the mornings were getting cold, the nights were getting a bit cold, so you're kind of hungry, cold, tired, kind of beat up a little bit. After 5 days, it was time to go. But during especially the first 2 days, it was just sunny, beautiful weather, really great lakes. The lake Big Porcupine, extremely clear water. Usually I won't open my eyes underwater because it's just dark and there's nothing to see. But down there, you could dive down a couple meters and open your eyes and still see in the nice daylight and the clear water, right? We did see a couple fish off the shore at night, or while we were in the boat, we saw a couple fish. That was kind of cool. There wasn't much wildlife in terms of moose and whatever, which I was hoping to see. I was hoping to see moose or something. But we did see a lot of loons, a lot of different birds that I actually don't know how to identify or whatever. I'm no expert, but there were a lot of birds this time of year, a lot of Canadian geese. It's kind of interesting to see them. There's one kind of swampy, marshy area that we had to go through, and it's just packed with geese. But mostly it was just good paddling, good conditions on all the portages. Overall good weather. Sometimes the morning or night would be cold, but I took warm weather gear. That was more than adequate. What else? What else I want to talk about? There was one other thing that someone had mentioned to me, that Canoe Lake where we put in, so access point 6, that can be quite a treacherous lake, just if it gets really windy, right? It's a big lake, the wind can whip up some decent waves. We had a little bit of that on the first day and maybe a little bit on the last day, but I think we got lucky in terms of that, because we both, my friend and I, we went on another trip, I think last year, where we paddled Opiongo, and right when we took off from that outfitters there was a bit of a storm and a bit of rain, so it was bad conditions. And if I take that as a baseline, this wind wasn't bad at all, because I mean, hey, it's a little windy, it's a little wavy, but we both spent enough time in a canoe. We know we're not going to tip it, and because it was sunny and bright out, that definitely makes it much more bearable. So overall, it was a really good trip. I was really happy with how I packed this time compared to my last trip, so I was really, really light. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention, the dehydrated potatoes that we took were amazing. I really had low expectations. I thought they weren't going to taste very good at all, but they tasted great. And obviously saved me a couple pounds of weight, I think. I still took 2 potatoes wrapped in foil, but I mean, that saved me, I might have taken for 4 days, I might have taken 8 potatoes before, right? 8 potatoes, 4 days. Yeah, 2 per day, right? For myself and my friend, right? That's a huge sack of potatoes. That's a lot of weight in here. Another thing I wanted to go over was this bag. Love this bag. Can't say enough how great it is. So this is an 80 liter, I believe. Let me get the name. What's the name of this bag? I thought it was on here. I think it's called, so it's the Ibex 80 pack. It is obviously pretty big. Whoops. It is pretty big, but it makes it really easy to pack things in. You have, so this will extend further if you have a lot of stuff in there, or you can just fold it and push it down, right? Give yourself space. So what's really cool about this is, so it's really big, but it all compresses, right? So if you have things poking out the top, this will help you seal it. It has space for a water bladder there, which I used, right? Or you can just have water bottles in there like I did on the way out. because the bladder wasn't full, right? It has these side pouches which are great for things that you want to access all the time. And it's really, really durable, like all mech stuff, right? They really stand behind their equipment. It's got everything you need if you want to attach things to it. I put my foam roll down here, and it has 1, 2, and 3 ways to access this main compartment, which is really useful, especially if you're in a canoe. You know, you never know which side you might be reaching in from, right? So it makes it easy to find access whatever you want. There's one thing I think I would change about this that I think I'm going to end up doing is I don't know what this is supposed to do, like what this stretchy cord is really supposed to help you with. Because it's too stretchy, you don't want to hang anything from it because it's so flexible and stretchy that whatever you hang there, I tried to put a fishing rod in there for instance, but everything just falls out because it's too stretchy. So I might end up just taking this out and replacing it with paracord. And I think then it'll be useful to hang things, right? Because it won't just give under whatever weight is on it. Also came with a Canadian flag on it from the previous owner, like that. And yeah, so that's it. Really like the pack. It was a good trip. Probably, like I said, probably the last trip of the year. Everything went pretty smoothly. So yeah, those are my impressions of the trip.